A vehicle tender was irregularly awarded and implemented. An amount of 16 million rand was then used to procure 18 vehicles, including UD trucks and bakkies. From that tender, only 7 vehicles were delivered, which means 11 were unaccounted for. Now, this matter was then reported to the police. You would recall that the slain or the accountant that was employed also by the Emfuleni Local Municipality, she reported several irregularities in March. And then several days after that, she was shot and killed. So this matter was one of those irregularities that she reported. And it's through the meticulous investigation of our Gauteng PKTT that we were able to link this former fleet manager to this tender fraud. He stands now trial. The matter has been postponed to the 27th of July for formal bail application. So that's where we are. Vehicles that were left unaccounted for, the 11 vehicles that are unaccounted for, the team managed to trace 4 of these vehicles. They have been registered into other entities' names. But remember, as I said, 16 million rand were used to procure 18 vehicles in full. This amount was paid in full, yet only 7 vehicles were delivered, 11 unaccounted for. 4 we traced through the investigation of the Gauteng PKTT. Other vehicles we are still yet to trace. So this investigation is still ongoing. We cannot rule out the fact that more arrests can be affected. So as the investigation unfolds, we will know more about the extent of the crime that has been committed.
Are you saying that this is one of the matters that was reported by Martha Maniratso? Because Emfuleni has been at pains to deny that she actually blew the whistle on this scandal. Is that what you, as the police, have uncovered? And is that where the complaint essentially stems from?
Yes, as I indicated, the lady has reported several irregularities to the police, and the specific matter that we now witnessed in court is one of them.
Colonel, judging by the depth of this alleged offense or offense that was committed, are you not looking into supply chain of the municipality where tenders are issued, and also the then MMC of Finance, who's currently the mayor of Emfuleni? Are you not looking, your scope of investigation is not spreading that wide, or are you?
Look, this investigation is still in a very sensitive stage, so we do not want to reveal much about it. But what we do know is that that tender fraud includes 16 million rand that was used to procure 18 vehicles, like I said, and then 11 is unaccounted for, only 7 was delivered. We do not want to go into much detail, but I also indicated that further arrests cannot be excluded. As investigation unfolds, we will have more detail into what has transpired with that specific tender.
So, of the 4 cars that you spoke of, are they now registered with private companies, or they are registered with individuals who might be linked to the institution itself?
That forms part of our investigation, which we're not going to reveal at this stage, but it was supposed to have been registered in Emfuleni Municipality, the name of the Emfuleni Local Municipality, but now we found through investigation that it is registered in other entities' names.
Entities to those include the alleged vehicle dealerships in Mpumalanga?
That forms part of investigation for now, so we'll reveal more as it goes on.
Lastly, from my side, is that as a person who have exposed some mismanagement and corruption in this municipality, which other offences are you looking at apart from the matter of the deceased and this matter, apart from these 2 matters? What other cases is the PKT looking at?
Look, the Gauteng PKTT is mandated to investigate serious crimes such as these, but to be more specific, this matter that was before court today, it entails fraud, corruption and theft. Then you know of the other cases that they're also investigating that is pertaining to the Emfuleni municipality. But with this case specific, Charges are corruption, fraud, and theft.
Just like for me, are you able to share with us which company were these cars bought from, or these cars were bought from a middleman as part of a service provider for the municipalities?
That too forms part of ongoing investigation. What we know for now is what I've just revealed, that we have arrested the former employee, the fleet manager that was employed by the Emfuleni Local Municipality. More arrests are imminent if our investigations are revealing more. But for now, investigations are in a sensitive stage. And let's allow the Gauteng PKTT to work in the space and unravel more, connect the dots more. And we will see in future what that will unravel.
Lastly, are you not looking into Mbolenhle Mthethwa, who happens to be the tenderman in this matter? Because you're saying that you are looking to suspect. Is he also among those? Because according to the internal report that we have seen, is that his company was not eligible to be in a space to can provide such vehicles. In other words, that he was not equipped to receive such a huge tender to supply the municipality with vehicles. Are you not also looking into that irregularity?
It forms part of investigation. As I previously said, this was reported to the SABC through Whistleblower, Martha, that reported this to the police in just several days before she was shot and killed. So she picked up on several irregularities at the municipality, of which this matter is one of them. And that is how it landed on the desk of the Gauteng PKTT team. And then they are now busy finding all of those links pertaining to this tender.
No, thank you.
I just wanted to ask if there were any other irregular expenditures found upon the audit, but then you just mentioned that others were found. Are we going to hear more about them in details?
I cannot comment about the audit report, but what our investigations so far has revealed, what I've already mentioned, is that there was the tender that was awarded irregularly and implemented, where 16 million rand was spent to procure 18 vehicles, of which 11 vehicles were unaccounted for. All of these vehicles were paid in full, yet only 7 vehicles were delivered to the municipality. So that itself is an irregular expenditure from that side. But our mandate as the SABC is to investigate this. This was reported to us. It landed on the desk of the Gauteng PKTT, which is now under investigation.
Thank you. Can I go?
Yeah. Are you good?
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know whether
All right, that concludes that impromptu media briefing by the police outside, of course, the case of the former Emfuleni fleet manager. His case, of course, being postponed to the 27th of July. Interesting developments there, just listening to what the police officer had to say, assisting in drawing a link between the case that was being investigated by Martha Ranshofu, the late Martha Ranshofu. She is believed to have been a whistleblower pertaining to a 16 million rand fleet management corruption scandal. And now the case we were hearing today, most certainly now we're establishing that there is a link, that the Emfuleni fleet manager, the former, was or is standing trial now for this specific matter pertaining to the procurement of the 18 vehicles, 7 having been received, 11 still unaccounted for, but 16 million paid in full to the service provider.
Yeah, what we've also heard is that of the 7 that were unaccounted for, 4 have been traced by the PKTT, that's the Political Killings Task Team, and they have now been found to be registered in the name of other entities, even though, of course, they were meant to essentially be used for Emfuleni. The police also mentioning that more arrests aren't ruled out necessarily as investigations continue. This former fleet manager is facing charges of corruption, fraud and theft. So we'll certainly keep a very close eye on that story for you. But you have another instance where a whistleblower seems to have paid the ultimate price for lifting the lid.
Indeed, quite disturbing, just making this link at this point, that these two cases are very well linked, as we're seeing. But quite an interesting question being posed by one journalist as to, insofar as other arrests being effected, that what happens to the service provider? Because there are questions around that person possibly needing to also be in the dock if we're talking about that specific tender having been a corrupt one, where the one journalist has gone on to say that at least from their understanding, that service provider didn't even qualify. They didn't meet the requirements to be awarded that tender, never mind the fact that only 7 vehicles were actually delivered.
Yeah.